All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Nasty Media coming at you with another video. You know what time it is. It's time to bring on that boxing. Today, we're going to be talking about KSI and Alex Wassabi coming up in, I believe, 3 weeks or so. If you're a boxing fan, I encourage you to watch this fight just because it'll kind of give you an understanding of how big these social media stars are becoming. Even if you're saying, I want to watch real boxing, I don't want to see these two influencer guys fight. I understand that, but watch the undercard, watch the atmosphere that they kind of bring in. You'll say like, wow, these guys might be onto something. If they continue to train, they continue to respect the sport, it could be something else. We have to put aside that stigma of they're YouTubers, they're this, they're that, they're not boxers, but they're willing to get in the ring. We know that once you get in the ring, there's that kind of respect that you have for an opponent that you can't really describe. It's just there. It's there right after the fight ends, no matter whether it's a decision or it's a stoppage. These fighters go in there risking their reputations, all their pride. They put it out there. Their faces, their humility. There's a lot that goes into the sport of boxing. There's a lot of risk. Your health. These guys, people have died in this sport. You can get seriously injured, permanent brain damage. Like, that all comes with the territory. And these YouTubers, or whatever you want to call them, these influencers, they're going in there and they understand that. So as long as they take the time to actually put in the work and take boxing seriously, I don't really have a problem with it, as long as they're respecting the sport and doing things properly. Calling out a guy like Canelo, if you're a Jake Paul or whatever, that's sounds crazy, but you have to understand what he's trying to do. If he can make that fight, why not get that $100 million bag or whatever it's going to be? Probably less. I probably overestimated that, but why not push for a fight like that? I'm sure you would if you were in his shoes. But specifically for this KSI and Alex Wassabi fight, it's going to be interesting just because these guys have kind of a narrative. So KSI has beat Logan Paul, the older brother of Jake Paul, and hasn't been active in a while. Has been working on other aspects of his business, whether it's music. He has a rehydration or a hydration drink. I don't know why I said rehydration. I've been watching too much boxing. A hydration drink called Prime with Logan Paul, Jake Paul's older brother. So it's kind of building to that narrative that Jake Paul and KSI will fight if Alex Wassabi loses to KSI. And there's also the narrative that Alex Wassabi beat the younger brother, DAYYY, who is the younger brother of KSI. So there's a narrative of, you beat my brother, now you have to deal with the big brother. So we'll see what happens. I think that KSI, he's had a lot of time to reflect and kind of watch Jake Paul's career unfold, and he's got to get some takeaways, and he's learned a lot, I think, from just absorbing the sport, absorbing the social media and actual fighting and boxing aspect of the sport. Marketing yourself in boxing is incredibly important. Ask Ryan Garcia, maybe a guy that a lot of people don't think can beat the top guys like a Gervonta Davis or a Devin Haney, but he's still mentioned with them. Why? Because he markets himself so well. So I feel like a lot of fighters, even though it might not be in their nature, they're doing themselves a disservice by not kind of going out there and marketing themselves on social media and calling guys out. Why not talk crazy? Because no matter what, you're gonna have to fight eventually. So whether or not you prove it, that's on you. But there are a lot of fighters that just go into the fight and they don't talk, like Manny Pacquiao or a younger Canelo Alvarez, and they just do their job. But at the same time, they had other stuff going for them. They had countries behind them. So there are different lengths that people have to go to essentially promote themselves, to make people care that they're fighting. So I don't take anything away from these fighters, because they're more, okay, I did the marketing part, now I have to do the training part, as opposed to boxers where, okay, I did all my training, I did my job, but now I have to maybe market a little, do the media day interviews. It's all part of it. It's all for selling the fight. So that's something to take into consideration when you think about watching this Alex Wassabi and KSI fight. It's on DAZN. So legit boxing platform. What everybody knows, DAZN. It's been home to the biggest fights in the world, with Eddie Hearn kind of being the big face of it. Or you'll always see Eddie Hearn on DAZN, but Alex Wassabi and KSI is a fight that, you know, stylistically, KSI has that power. You know, they had their press conference where Alex Wassabi was saying he's a hope and throw guy. So basically, he just throws all his punches wild and hopes to land, as opposed to Alex, who thinks he's more technical. But obviously, KSI, he's saying he's evolved. He's been talking a lot of trash to Alex, and he's trying to intimidate him. Alex doesn't seem phased, but the way it seems like Alex is very just ready to get in there, finish out his training camp, and then get in there and fight KSI. KSI is doing a lot of talking, but at the same time, he does have that killer instinct that I think Jake Paul also carries. So it's a dangerous fight for both guys, in my opinion. Obviously, they don't see Alex Wassabi as a threat, but Alex has a lot to gain and KSI has a lot to lose. So, you know, I still favor KSI in the fight just because of power, physical size, reach. I think that KSI gives Alex too much to worry about, and Alex doesn't have the power to keep KSI off of him. But it's something that will break down in the future. But I still have KSI by maybe 5th round TKO. I think they stop the fight, and Alex will gain the respect of everybody, but I don't see him winning the fight. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Who do you have in this fight? Are you guys even going to watch this? Say, let me know in the comments. Just say, Matt, we're not watching this, dude. Next video, please. But I'll respect it. But I definitely tune into this fight just because it's more of like a spectacle. It's more of like a show, if you will. And yeah, let me know in the comments who you have, KSI or Alex Wassabi. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.